Another one. The last jet.
The Rise of Skywalker.
The Rise of Skywalker. I know it's. Is this the worst title?
It's another one where I don't know what it means.
Yeah, Disney's.
Well, I mean, obviously I know what it means, but it's kind of like
Disney's 1 for 2 with titles. Anyway, this is it. We are watching the first release Blu-ray, just in case Disney ever changes it. This way, this isn't dated. I don't know if they've made any changes on Disney Plus. I don't think they have. Just let everyone know that this is the first Blu-ray version of it. Because who knows? In 15 years, there could be
some special editions.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, we're hitting play. I'm gonna hit the skip back button. 3, 2, 1, now. So that should be that should be the start for everyone. Yeah. So we're seeing Lucasfilm right now. Sorry about that. You're right, because like we said, we're watching the disc. So if you're streaming it, you're not going to get any of those little parental guidance things.
I cut it. I'm going to probably cut it.
Oh, whatever. Never mind.
Star Wars just showed up. It's
Do we have closed captioning on?
Yeah, find it. Wait, there's a button for it.
There is?
Pretty sure. Episode 9.
Oh, I see. So it says subtitles.
This is interesting right here. You
want it in French?
There
we go, English.
This is probably as far as it gets, and as detailed as the rest of the movie really has in terms of kind of explaining how he's back. Because they just say somehow he's back the entire movie. I like how it's just the dead speak. I mean, it kind of feels like something that would be in a Star Wars crawl, but it's almost a...
So Kylo Ren, any of that character growth in the last one of him maybe being good has just been completely thrown out.
No.
I can't believe you own this. You actually own a physical copy of this.
Wait, you don't own this?
Yes, I do.
Oh, I was about to say. I was like,
this is one of only 3 that I only own one copy of.
How many times have you seen this, you think? I've probably seen this movie 3 times.
I think 3. I saw it in the theater twice. I think I watched it one more time after that.
Possibly I've seen it 4. But
I've only really watched it twice.
The build up to this movie, for some reason, I was tricked once again. What? The George Bush?
That's just it's just one of those. They got me again.
Well, I mean, I kind of thought all right,
this time it's going to be different.
Well, I mean, I was thinking, okay, they've got complaints from 7. That's possible stuff they could work on. They've got complaints from 8. That's possible stuff they could work from. You know, this could actually be something where they've taken every bit of criticism of what people don't like, what people do like, where they want to see this go. And also it's going to be it's the culminating chapter, right? Like this is the final movie of the saga. So I was
love
thinking
this. Something we've never heard of, never been explained to. Don't know anything, just here's this thing now that apparently is important. It just also I love this Body Wars thing going on here.
Body Wars.
That's a reference that some people might get. But
wow.
There are a lot of shots like that in this one, I feel like. They're just like to do that misdirection, upside down stuff. Like when Rey jumps over the thing at that time when she does something perfectly without ever doing it before.
Oh, no. That's an interesting structure.
Well, it's a pyramid upside down in the water.
Yeah.
If that was all around water, where's he landing?
What do you mean?
I thought
it's supposed to be underwater.
Oh, I thought wasn't that a sea? Wasn't this in this in an ocean? I don't know. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. None of this. I guess it's like a Sith temple, right?
That's what it feels like. I don't remember. Palpatine's voice. The initial trailer, though, when that dropped, what was your thoughts?
Oh, just bringing someone back just because it's like, remember so and so.
I don't know if I don't think it was a remember so and so. It was more of like, we got to do something.
I don't know. I think by this point I was like, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice.
I shouldn't have thought what I thought.
It was morbid curiosity at this point.
I don't know. I thought they would just really try to bring something that was.
I don't think anyone's ever put the words Kathleen Kennedy and really try in the same sentence before.
I don't know.
It's just so vague. Like,
feels like a Band-Aid, unfortunately. And again, I hate saying all of this. Like, I'm not just like, yeah, I want to hate these movies just to hate them. It's like, it's kind of painful. It makes you just like, well, like, dang it. Everything. That's
this. Mm-hmm. This one could be the worst because it made an entire trilogy worthless almost. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I would say each. Weirdly enough, what you just said kind of applies to Last Jedi in a way too, because it's like each movie makes the previous one worse on the rewatch.
Yes, it does.
This whole trilogy is very much like the rewatchability is very much just it's. I don't know, just something about it. It's just not as good.
Just knowing that this is what we're gonna get. That's stupid.
You kill my the girl. You're not supposed to know that yet.
Yeah. So we're just gonna throw that. So it's
become
Palpatine's granddaughter, whatever. No, that means Palpatine.
I mean, the fact. I guess it is kind of cool that the inciting incident of this film is reintroducing Palpatine. And they do have to kind of, because they're going to introduce him this late into the trilogy, it's like they do have to kind of speed this up. And that's what this movie feels like.
Benny Hill going on. Just
also, he's in this movie, I think. That's one scene. Pay attention to how many scenes he's in. I think he's in only like 4.
It's not a lot. I thought it was maybe 3.
Mm-hmm. Just
it's so funny.
What?
The scene is like just his. I mean, it totally fits for Star Wars. This is the comedy's on point. I get it.
What?
I'm kidding. That's stupid.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, the Jarek table's cool, but
man,
it's kind of prequel-ish, just like
I still don't know how to feel about those weird creatures like that, because it's,
on the one hand they're practical, on the second hand they're pointless.
I mean, this
is Mark Hamill.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Didn't The Last Jedi get crucified for having dumb, weird creatures in it? And they're like, you know what?
Let's do it again.
Yeah, that's
just, there's a spy in the First Order. And it was like, oh, okay, that could be interesting. I hope they don't screw that up, but
I didn't really anticipate it being anything, I don't know, like a new character or something like that.
Oh no, it does completely ruin a character, though.
I think my biggest grievance with this movie is not. It's towards the very end, and I'll get to it whenever.
The end?
No, it's not like the last scene where I'm like, how come she's on Tatooine? It's not that, but yeah. I mean, it is sort of weird how she's just kind of
there.
Well, no, I get why they did it to say goodbye.
How'd you get that address?
Yeah. I'm not like.
I went back and I listened to our Last Jedi commentary.
Yeah.
I listened to it. We got some good points.
You think so?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think we've said anything new. These movies have
No.
been buried alive.
Yeah.
And, I mean, they're dead now, but
They are.
everything that could be said, like every frame of these movies has been dissected on these like long, hours long, sometimes more than one video essays, and it's just, yeah.
And these,
we're contributing to just
we're a drop,
an ocean of
we're a drop in the ocean
criticism.
of criticism of Disney Star Wars.
Yeah. Yeah. The stuff right here, the hopping,
the hopping stuff.
do you feel as if it's another introduction of something that's like, well, why didn't they just do that from before or from now on, you know? Oh, because it's incredibly dangerous, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it's...
What is that creature, man?
I don't know. We've never seen it.
It's like some like cereal brand like mascot or something. Like, you know, like I don't know, it's like a kid's cereal thing. Feels kind of Yoda-like.
This is my first time trying this. Luke couldn't stack a rock on another one, and look at her.
Actually, since you said that, it might be important to ask, how long has
it been between
Last Jedi and this movie? I think it's like a year.
I think it's been a little time, yeah. Because
weirdly enough, she looks
the same.
No, she looks younger in this movie, like more like she did in Force Awakens than in The Last Jedi.
Yeah,
I don't know.
No, but like I said before, I think you can make an argument for Rey being top 5 worst characters in all Star Wars.
Just don't know how to feel about it. It's just like, okay, like,
because also the reason that she's terrible the way Jar Jar is, she's in it too much.
Well,
like there are bad characters, but that aren't in it a ton. Someone like Dexter, okay.
This also kind of feels like, you guys want training? How much?
So you gotta set that up every time.
Nice. I mean, she would have to do some kind of training, but it does sort of feel. I don't want to, bind this movie's hands behind its back and just where it can't do anything, right? But it's like the way the rest of the movie set it up, it does kind of feel like the training sequence
This is the
shoehorned in there.
This is the penultium. That's the word, right?
Penultium? What?
I think it's like a synonym for pinnacle.
Penultium. Zenith. The top culmination.
Yeah, sure. This is the pinnacle of
the Zenith.
This is of it being bad, because it's like everything is built up to this, and it had a rough takeoff. It was really rough in the air, and then they couldn't land the thing.
I think that's fair.
It's the ultimate failure because
going back to the Rey is somebody. Ooh, dark side Rey. And also Kylo went back to the Darth Vader.
Let's just reuse shots from the other two.
Darth Vader worship. That just the competing visions, I guess, is kind of. Well, here's the first instance that her powers could potentially get out of control and hurt other people. Right?
Yeah. I mean, it's cool. They're the Tantive 4, or at least some sort of rebel blockade.
Sorry. I think it's okay to say.
This
really,
bad.
Nothing to. It's hard to feel a certain. It's hard to feel easy about criticizing this movie when it comes to the Leia involvement, because it's like, what could they really have? You know what I mean? It's like it's not really.
Because like, what would have been like. But in the crawl, with the death of General Leia Organa, that would have been
no, yeah,
yeah. So that's, but still, that aside, which again, I'm not gonna criticize.
It's very hard to find a way where it's like that you feel easy about, like,
but
comfortable about.
Everything else not involving that, I feel like you can completely. You can say you could have done this or should have done this and yada yada yada. I mean, there are probably better ways to have handled the Leia thing.
I don't know. I
But
mean,
I don't.
given what everything was,
I hate that BB-8's like, why is he missing these panels? So we can sell the Rise of Skywalker version of him.
oh,
It's
yeah.
like C-3PO with the arm.
Mm-hmm. I saw someone said that they just, the three of them just argue the entire time in this movie. That they're just pretty much bickering.
Yeah.
Oh, they're back to being cool.
Mm.
That's
Yeah. It is a lot. There was a friendship between.
well. This would be kind of. It's almost kind of asking you to sort of just, though at the end of Last Jedi, Poe and Rey just met, and honestly, Finn and Rey at the end of the Last Jedi, they only really had not that many encounters, and now it's saying, hey, believe that there's been this. I mean, it has been a year, but like on screen, building of the relationship is just. Not...
I just thought this. I just had
Go
this
ahead.
thought. You're not as much into the video game scene as I am.
No,
but these characters, in all three of them, they feel like RPG characters. And what I mean by that is, being the lead, they're sort of a blank slate. So, because in an RPG, it's a role-playing game. So the characters are left...
Mary. Sorry.
The characters are left kind of ambiguous and vague because they're basically a blank slate for you to then fill in attributes and to sort of personify yourself in them, which that works in a game because it's interactive. But in this, you're just sort of passively watching these sort of bland characters
That you as the audience member is supposed to kind of fill in stuff, is what you're saying?
Well, I know, but in a game you are supposed to do that, but it makes sense because you're personalizing them and you're making decisions and all that. But this, because it's all passive. I don't know. That's just a thought.
Palpatine's been out there this whole time pulling all the strings.
I hope Rose is integral to this.
They made her puppet in this? Maz Kanata?
Was that a puppet?
It kind of looked like it.
Wasn't this another one where they changed something in the trailer? Or is that only that
Force Awakens thing?
Force Awakens part with handing the lightsaber.
I don't know.
This looks rough.
Yeah, but
I know it.
I mean, I don't know. Like, what would be a fair criticism given the circumstances of the?
Hey, no, this is just
practical. This is effects.
Yes, this is effects. Okay. This is not.
Yeah,
that,
I mean,
so
yeah, it doesn't look
perfect.
Yeah, you can tell she's not actually there. I think that's fair.
I mean, it's been
Pisana.
It's been 3 years and Disney still hasn't.
Pisana, another desert planet.
It's like we need to go somewhere new. The desert.
But it's got more of like a indigenous peoples vibe. With like a background of culture and festives and yeah. It's kind of interesting how JJ was just sort of like, yeah, we'll just shove Rose to the background.
You stay here. You're a better help here. Like how it's also like, it's like it happens every 42 years.
Oh,
the festival.
Yeah, I feel like that kind of the convenience behind some of that stuff. It's like,
because let's separate R2 and C-3PO again.
Yeah,
because they've never worked well together.
Yeah, that's true. I've not seen an instance, I don't think, where wait, we were introduced to this franchise with them. Oh, huh.
Because C-3PO is not. Either of them are really not in Force Awakens.
They don't play. I don't think either one of them plays a role really in any of these movies.
Is on Octu in Last Jedi, and C-3PO is barely in Last Jedi. C-3PO says I think 3 lines in that movie, and then this one they take C-3PO with them to do all this. So they're never.
Oh wait, I was wrong. Go ahead. Sorry.
So they're never really together in this, and it's aren't they supposed to?
Well, yeah. I mean, trying to think. I guess they didn't want to have R2 be dragged along and have another droid. Because they're yeah, we got BB-8.
How about we leave BB-8, huh?
Yeah, he's a little rodent. We
got to sell toys. Again, a lot of this oh, what's this going to be? All right, it's going to be nothing. It's going to be nothing.
Like I said,
I love the Caesar building it.
Can you add some new installments? No.
Metal. Together. Strong.
Is that an ape? Is that a chimpanzee?
It looks like a chimp with a VR headset.
Or like a Ready Player One character or something. What was I going to say? Oh, I think I said in one of...
Now we can sell the Rise of Skywalker version of Kylo Ren, where the helmet's the exact same. We just have these red painted lines.
I like how they did put the Knights of Ren in, but again, it's I don't even know. It's still... I think I said in one of the... I think it was a Force Awakens commentary. It was I still feel like we didn't see them. We didn't really get them because it's
I think I said this before.
It's almost like just they became stormtroopers, but they had different costumes on. That's what they felt like.
I made a reference to this earlier. I don't know if I ever made the point, but I said, well, I'll get to it when we get to this one. I like the diversification of the enemy.
Really?
Yeah. Because not
in The Force Awakens, do you think it was being too much of a model of Nazi Germany or something? Or
well, yeah. But this one, it's everyone can be bad.
Yeah, I mean...
Because it was always... But the one thing I want to see aliens.
Well, again...
I know
the First Order or...
In the First Order, not the Empire.
Well, I think both would be... I think the... I don't know if it stands in this one, but I've pointed out that I think, at least in the Empire's case, Palpatine had some kind of speciesist thing going on or something, where he only wanted humans. He didn't trust Rhodians.
He only wanted white men also.
In the Empire, yeah. I mean, granted, I think Lucas might have... I'm just kidding.
Well, I mean, I know there was literally a...
But I mean, that's just what often happened in any movie of that time, the late 70s and early 80s. I mean, that's not entirely true, but it's just...
The Aki Aki Festival. Every 42 years. What...
Oh.
You know why it's 42 years, right?
Since A New Hope, or...
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was 42 years between...
What a way to pay homage.
It's how often does this happen? Every 40 years? That's too soon. 42? Okay.
What I guess if there had to be a real world inspiration behind this culture in terms of dress.
Oh, I don't want to play that game.
Okay.
Just in case.
Well, I didn't know. I was just thinking maybe they modeled it after something. I don't know.
They might have, but
it happens all the time.
I like Chewbacca trying to hide by just crouching down. Look at that. That's funny. That's funny.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that. You know how many cultures have been modeled after, in fantasy and sci-fi?
I know. I'm just saying I'm not gonna start playing the guessing game oh, maybe it's this and I'm completely wrong.
Okay,
I'm not. That's what I'm saying. But yeah, it very well could be.
I mean, so obviously some kind of something a little bit more indigenous. I don't know. I mean, it's definitely not this is 21st century America. The Southeast. Yeah. Wait, hold on. What did you just say right there? Oh.
What's your
your
house name or something like that?
The setup. I don't have
so
one.
Ray Solo.
I mean, they could do that considering what they did in Solo.
Yeah, I know. That's why I said that.
Yeah. Oh no.
Everyone's still here, but it's different.
Sup? He is serving another one.
mean, then this is okay because like this doesn't come out of nowhere, and it makes sense because like it's alluded to and it's shown in Last Jedi, like when he has the water on his hand.
See, I don't necessarily mind this stuff. I know it's been joked on, the whole Force FaceTime thing, but it feels kind of like something that they could have explored in the next installment,
this
like the next
is
trilogy.
100% not even close to the worst thing about these movies. Not even close.
The dyad that it explains later that the two of them are. I think it's kind of cool. It does feel a little bit like.
It'd be cool if we could use the mail like that. Just
the mail.
Mail could be like that.
I mean, it feels kind of Harry Potter. This one, the
very next shot. We've had this analyzed. Which, I mean,
what does that even?
It makes sense they would be able to figure that out. I think it would.
Okay,
but not that quickly.
Pause. Okay, yeah, I think that could potentially be fair because think about this, right? Like we've gotten to a point where we can take pictures of stuff on like Amazon and it just like pull up the product, right? Like it can scan it and figure it out, but that's just what we can do. They have hyperspace. You know what I mean? They can enter.
But the very next shot.
I mean, high speed. And we're working on 5G, man. They probably have something, you know. I don't know.
What a coincidence. Did they know he was here?
But as Mr. Gray said, our audio video teacher, once the subject is off screen, technically you can put them anywhere and you don't have to explain how much time has passed. Yeah. But given how quickly the First Order shows up, it does seem like Kylo Ren was walking really fast down them halls.
No, did they know Lando was here?
I don't know.
Or was it just
this
like
is a surprise?
Guess what?
Yeah, it's very much a surprise. It wasn't a.
It's like, why can't
we're going to meet? Wait, were they looking for? I think they were. They might have been looking for someone. I don't know.
Why couldn't they have?
I'm not even paying attention.
Why couldn't he have been in the dang other two?
I don't know.
It's like, I mean, I get it. Like, it's like we want to create new characters and not, and as much as I don't want them to rely on, oh, you know, so and so. Here's them again. Yeah, they got there fast.
Yeah. But this planet also.
He said it.
What'd he say?
I've got a bad feeling about this.
Oh, that actually hasn't been said that much in this trilogy.
I think it's said in every single one of them, though.
Probably. Oh, Han says it in Force Awakens. Maybe Poe says it in Last Jedi. I don't know. But and he's still going for Leia. Dang it. Basana though, it seems
it would have been really cool if you had a Colt 45.
Yeah,
just like
no, but Basana seems like a very much.
I feel like there's a bit more uniqueness to this than say. I was about to say Jeddah, which is true, but that's Rogue One.
Another sand planet.
Yeah, or Jakku. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, which this feels a little different. It's like this feels a bit more Middle Eastern and less Sahara Africa. Well, actually, no, because
no. My point was going to be that Pasana seems very much like a off-world, like it's just off the grid. So it's like, would they know that much? I feel about like their culture?
Every planet is off-world.
Well, in the sense of like they don't have connections. Like, would an archaeological expedition would have gone out there and analyzed the culture and the medallion or whatever that was to be like, yeah, we know what this is. We've documented it. We've got photographs and we've like some kind of, you know what I mean? Like some logging of the people's. There's been some kind of like anthropology done on them. Why does
every planet have to fall into the entire planet is this biome?
Yeah, we talked about that.
It's like desert, but the whole planet is the desert.
It's half snow, half sand.
Now BB-8, as in we knew this was here and it would exactly do this, and
yeah, like we didn't coordinate that, but we did.
It's like now. It's like what if he was just like, Like, what are you expecting me to do?
He's like, wait, we talked about something I wasn't paying attention.
What? There was a plan?
Yeah.
I get that. That's a convenience.
Sell toys.
What's the name of this planet?
Pisana.
Pisana?
Yeah, right? Have I been saying it wrong this whole time?
I don't remember. I don't know. I know Tatooine and Dagobah and Coruscant and Endor and Hoth.
Feeling like a pirate on a pirate ship right there, like blowing up behind him.
It's like, with the new First Order Pisana dirt bike. Like,
yeah. Ochi.
Who's Ochi?
He's the guy that I think he has the dagger. They're looking for Ochi.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Is that a Mario character? What is that name? So which race are you going to be on Mario Kart? The Ochi.
Ochi on Pisana Dunes.
What? This is quicksand. In the setup in a second, I still don't quite understand. You can go ahead and tell me, but like the whole stuff with Ray. I mean, Finn and Ray.
I love this part in
He's like, hey, I never told you. Like, what is it?
Oh,
do they explain?
This is my my favorite part of the Sorcerer's Stone.
Yeah, Devil's Snare.
Relax.
I guess to be a little bit fair, it's like, yeah, I guess quicksand would maybe, it's a sand planet.
Has anyone ever died from quicksand?
I'm pretty sure.
I saw this on, it was like a joke online. I was like, it's like TVs and movies made me fear quicksand more than I think I needed to.
I mean, possibly, because it's not only
how
dangerous could it possibly be, but like when are you going to come across?
How frequent is it?
Yeah.
I'm going to look up if anyone's ever died from it.
Dude, yeah, of course people have died from it. Like, it's basically you get smothered. I mean, I don't know if it's like, yeah, annually there's, some large number of deaths.
It says, nope, quicksand, that is sand that behaves as a liquid because it's saturated with water, can be murky nuances, so it's basically impossible to die in the ways displayed in movies. That's because quicksand is denser than the human body.
Huh, maybe. I guess I'm wrong.
Wait, but then this says, how a Texas man was killed by quicksand on the San Antonio River last year.
Well, what you just read before that was impossible to die in the way that movies describe it, or show it, display it, depict it. So it can still stand. All right, so this scene, there's what, that worm thing?
Yes.
And Ray has a little Grogu moment.
You guys are going to have to see this in Mandalorian. Or no, because it was literally the episode of Mandalorian, the episode of Mandalorian right before this came out had Grogu do that.
Oh, yeah.
Because remember, it's like, well, that's I remember thinking that when we saw this, like, that's convenient.
Mm.
One-eyed Willie.
One-eyed Willie. So they're looking for the dagger, right?
Yeah.
That's okay. Just making sure.
BB-8 finds it.
There it is, right there. That is a kind of a thing with adventure movies sometimes, is just the...
Whoa, I think it's a map.
Or just, oh, it's right here. Okay. Like, really, anyone could have found it as long as they tried. I guess we were the only ones that tried.
This is interesting with C-3PO. And that makes sense. Like I can't translate it. I can, but I can't.
Yeah, you could conceive of some limitation on his translation abilities, yeah.
At least it was like something like that.
Yeah. But the way it's used is like, well, now we got to go somewhere else.
Yeah,
to, sneak around, and
it's just
because really, if he could translate it right here, it's like, all right, let's
go.
I've got to prolong this for screen time.
It's like, okay, let's go.
Or run time.
But I'm just saying that is a situation that makes some sense. It's not just.
Yeah.
It's not just like, I don't know what it means. What? Of all the languages, you don't know what that means? Well, Ray, so observant, being able to know something that's.
I want to know what scratched that. Was it just like a
He
bad
might.
brush against the rocks,
Probably.
the cave?
And Ray's just like, I think I can do this.
Yeah, that is.
It's like, you know what? I'm gonna swing for the fences here. I'm gonna try to literally heal a giant flesh wound with the Force.
Yeah.
Something Luke never taught me. I don't know. Maybe she read it,
I just have a feeling to do this.
and I'm gonna do it perfectly on my
That's
first
kind
attempt.
of what I was talking about. This is much more of a bigger example where in Force Awakens when she did the whole mind trick thing, it was like what would make her like what in her head would say, I'm gonna try this. Again, maybe she has had some moments in the past of like, okay, she's noticed she could do some things that other people can't or whatever.
Based on this,
But
her midichlorian levels should be absolutely insanely high.
sure. But like this is even like a more specified version where it's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna just attempt to heal.
I love this too. She's like, oh, and now the snakes left. He was just
Like
blocking the hole.
Video game like level. Like
I was like, they
there's a loading screen. It's saving. Do not turn PS2 off. Okay.
And then it's literally just like, you healed the snake. Oh, I'm just literally blocking the exit. You've played the Lego Star Wars games. That's like how they would have gotten out of it in like that situation.
I don't know, dude. It amazes me sometimes the decisions that are made by people it's like, this isn't their first movie. This is not, you know what I mean? It's not like they've done just one other project.
Heck is C-3PO supposed to get up there? How is he? That does.
Chewie can pick him up, disassemble him, and I don't know. I guess my bigger grievance would be the whole a studio would get this franchise, get this intellectual property, and go, I guess we'll just make them as we go. Like that I don't know why anyone would do that.
We just got the keys to this already. Even though this thing is absolutely covered in dust and cobwebs, everything runs completely fine. A mechanical door like that, that's just prone to failure. Like
it's gonna need some WD-40.
Yes.
Most definitely.
How much schmutz is on that window?
Spider webs. How long is it supposedly been? I mean, it's been long enough to where Oshi's just bones now. I guess probably all his flesh is rotted away.
Maybe that snake just went like.
Could have just cleaned him off.
Yeah, maybe.
Like some chicken wings. But also, that ship was like out in the open. So that for however many years or months, I mean, it probably was a while. That ship was just.
Unless he was flying around with all those cobwebs on it.
I mean, maybe. I mean, I don't know why he would. Seems kind of like maybe not the best conditions that he'd want to fly a ship in, you know? But we'll see. Or not we'll see, but
what is that actual dookie on the windshield? What is
could be blood.
Shot from the back of the head, just
Poe looks like something from Uncharted or something. You know what I mean? Like his get up.
Finn kind of does too.
Yeah. I mean, it is the
Finn's a little more sci-fi-ish.
Chewy. Getting arrested.
Did this get you here?
What? Get you here?
No, it happens in a minute. Engine roaring in distance for those with subtitles. And like, I like this too. Just, you know what? I think this is the way I should go about doing this. I'm gonna take out.
Why don't you just try something new and just think, you know what? Just use the Force completely. Force Unleashed on the TIE Fighter in the game.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna
Cool pose. All right.
I'm gonna sign up for the NBA draft and just have the willpower like Ray does, and just be like, you know what?
Just try new
I'm
things.
gonna try this. Just completely revolutionize the game
You've never tried it before.
and just be perfect at it.
Well, you're going to do the free throw dunk. First try.
Be the first player to get 40,000 points.
Maybe you can do it. Who knows?
Just
Whoa. That looked like it kind of brushed. And that's like, I don't want to go too nitpicky, but when you see stuff like that happen.
Based on this and how far that's moved, how far away has she walked from the ship?
She must have done the force run. Actually, it's not that far.
It's right there.
Yeah, never mind.
No, did this get you?
No, because I had the whole movie spoiled. Like everything. This movie, this movie was heavily leaked.
Wow.
Plot.
How Luke couldn't lift an X-wing, and you've stopped a ship from attempting to go into hyperspace.
But I was gonna say real quick, the unbelievability or the believability behind her just cutting that wing in half or whatever, just completely off. And I mean, I don't know how hard she really tried to swing it. It didn't really look like she swung it that hard. It was in slow motion. But then you look at Force Awakens when she hits Kylo upside the face with the lightsaber. It's like, oh, I just got a scar now. It's the inconsistency of like the damage
of a lightsaber.
When it's like this metal TIE fighter, cut it right off. But if it's flesh, it might just leave a scar.
Brush. Also, his scar is very much healed over since Last Jedi. And Kylo, who had probably years of training. Oh, just ridiculous. Ridiculous.
He's dead.
So you read the entire...
I didn't read it. It wasn't like that much of a leak. It was more just people on YouTube. They would have some source. Somebody on Reddit would leak something or give like a plot leak or of a scene or something. And it was right. All of it was. Pretty much all of it was right.
Yeah, I went.
So I pretty much knew everything that was going to happen in this movie when I sat down.
That sucks.
I mean, I wasn't completely certain, but it was like before too, I had seen some photos of like the premiere from, I think, like other countries where it came out like a day or two before us here in the United States. And so I was like, okay, so it looks like they're all right. Yeah. But I wasn't completely certain, but like as it kept going, I was like, yeah.
So what exactly like did you see going in?
Yep. I saw photos of Palpatine. I saw photos of Kylo Ren and Rey both having the blue lightsaber together. No, it wasn't that, but like them together. And I think I saw one at the end where she had the yellow one, but I don't remember exactly. But yeah. Also, I think there is a point where they go just a moment or it's a minute before they figure out, not the audience figuring out that Chewie's not dead. And they don't really have like I don't know. I feel like they go back to their usual things pretty quick. Their usual, like,
I like this too. It's like
this
too. It's like you guys, we're gonna bring you back in, but we'll let you go in your ship and we'll just tow it.
Yeah, just put it in neutral.
Oh, also stupid characters here.
Kind of, sort of reminiscent of Tarkin.
It's like,
what? He's actually alive.
That's a powerful breath. Did you see how much hair he moved there?
Yeah. You think Chewie uses any hair products?
No.
Really? He's just all natural?
Look how coarse it is and like how
it looks
matted.
Pretty silky smooth to me.
God.
He probably uses Suave for Wookiees. He
does look like Nathan Drake.
Yeah. Poe?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then it's like, I mean, it kind of is like C-3PO to not say like something like that. Be like, oh yeah, I've got it memorized.
Mm.
Like that. The only character that they really stayed true to was C-3PO.
I mean, maybe, but I don't really know what.
I know a black market droid smith.
It doesn't really seem like
to Jimmy.
I don't know, but I feel like the main characters. It doesn't really seem like you can have a whole lot of like, oh, that's a Finn thing to do. You know what I mean? Like if there's a Han Solo thing, it's like, yeah, that's a Han Solo thing to do, or a Leia thing, or maybe with Rey, because it is sort of like the jokes of like, oh yeah, she's just good at everything, and so in that sense, it is kind of like you can say some things that are, oh, that's a Rey thing to do, but and that's just to say that for some reason with me,
give me a characteristic of Poe.
I mean, it's a good pilot.
Oh wait, no, they just took the Millennium Falcon and towed it in. They had this ship.
Oh yeah, you're right.
That's right. Okay.
You know what you're talking about. Shut up.
Hey guys, look! I found a new toy.
It's a hair dryer, as everyone has said.
Yeah, it's like, well, here we go.
It looks like something that little Annie might have tried to build, or you know what I mean, at some point. Why? I get that they have to appeal to kids and stuff, but it's like I would have been fine having R2D2 in this over that guy. Like
D.O.
Whatever. I don't care. Some of the goofiness in the decisions, I just. Again, I seriously do not want to hate these movies, but I just.
Do we have to introduce it?
Well, yeah, it's like you're basically
now this okay.
Putting R2D2
this looks
in the
like
background.
Finally something that looks like I don't know, like freaking like Nordic Europe,
like a futuristic Bree in Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, it's like, oh, this is finally something kind of unique looking. You know,
It's very almost like some kind of this setting like a dystopian world in the future. You know, where it's like, oh, it's all dark and
yeah, like it's snowing, but it's not.
There's martial law.
It's snowing, but it's not a snow planet. Like, makes sense.
Yeah, I mean it's just cold.
Yeah, it's like it makes it's like something. Yeah. And again, also like some country, some planet that's not just like outer rim, and like there's like I don't know, it's not just like we're in a hut out in the middle of the desert, you know.
Mm-hmm. They meet up here in a minute with there she is,
Zori Bliss.
Yeah, reminiscent of Zam
Wessel.
Yeah, very very similar, despite her being a human, but just the look.
Well, if it was just like, I love the Tron Legacy soundtrack.
What?
He tells her, he's like, I'm a big fan of the Tron Legacy soundtrack.
Yeah, I guess she does kind of look like a. You saying she looks like a Tron person?
No, she looks like Daft Punk.
Oh yeah. oh my gosh, yeah. So she is a previous person in Poe's life.
Yep.
Okay. Also kind of looks like a Power Rangers villain. Possibly.
Go, Zori Bliss.
Well, we wouldn't be saying that because she's the bad guy.
What? Oh, bad guy.
Well, she looks like a villain, like a Mighty Morphin. She looks like the guy that's made of all flesh or meat, but like a costume.
Made of all flesh or meat?
No. He doesn't have like skin. I mean, he's just like all this red. Have you seen Mighty Morphin Power Rangers?
No.
Okay. Well, there's a guy that just looks like he's made of muscles, like just red, not any exterior flesh or anything like that, or
I like how those little convenient ramps right there for the droids
on the side.
Yeah, you see that? I don't know. Maybe it's like there's a bunch of other little droids.
Oh no!
We're building up this threat of these guys, and
those lights. Is that just to see, or do you think that's actually like, oh, it'll shock you?
I don't know.
That's
who
great.
knows?
More aliens we've never seen before.
It will never see again. Giant polar bear, giant all teeth guy.
What the heck is it? John Williams, which is cool, but I just, again, it's like you're not. It's not 1977 where you don't have any established lore. Like you've got encyclopedias and dictionaries and all kinds of stuff just written about this story, and you're just throw some stuff together. Like wow.
How about a little ball and it's all tits?
Like, yeah, this little guy was weird. But it's like, I'm not trying to be that harsh or whatever, or like be ridiculous. I remember the guy behind us in the theater. He couldn't contain himself. I don't know. I mean,
it's so stupid. Oh my god.
That's what I mean. Is like, again, given one of the criticisms of The Last Jedi, the previous movie,
and also this
the goofiness behind some of the stuff. They're like, yeah, we'll put that in, and how critical Star Wars fans can be of every little thing. It's like, yeah,
meanwhile, that one guy looks like the the gear guy from Rick and Morty. The guy's got like the clear chest with all the gears in it.
I think so.
He's got the bald head.
Yeah.
And they build this up like it's like one of this like we're gonna erase C-3PO's memory and everything. And then it just goes back.
I mean,
it's like you get these moments you're just like you feel like something's about to. And this also, I hate this line.
At my friends.
Those aren't your friends. You've known them for
a year. But C-3PO's he's very sympathetic for a droid. Goodbye. It's a 3PO.
Look at the. Again, it's like why?
But do you think what I just said was like? I mean, is that like a fair criticism that you have all this,
100%.
all these alien species? And I'm not. That's not to say you can't introduce anything new. But all you seemingly have done in these movies is introduce stuff that's new, and it's not even consistent. It's not like, oh yeah, I remember seeing a species like that in the last movie.
Maz Kanata's place. Maz Kanata's place. All different. We never see again. Canto Bight. All different. We never see again. This place. All new stuff we never see again. At least it's like okay, Cantina in original Star Wars, you can do whatever you want. It's the first movie. You only ever see humans in the you only ever see humans in Empire. There's never really these alien moments other than Yoda.
And the bounty hunters, a few of them.
Yeah.
The Bosk guy, the
Trandoshan. Yeah. And then Jabba's palace. You do get some new stuff, but there is some repeat from like the cantina, Yeah. And it's like that makes, and also it's like that's the dang third movie, and really only the second time we've ever really come across like alien species. And then you get Phantom Menace, which has a little bit of that stuff. But then you also see some of the stuff from the cantina. But that makes sense too because it's all on Tatooine still.
Yeah.
Except some of the Naboo stuff with the Asian stereotypes.
Oh, the Neimoidians?
Yeah. Is that legal?
And then the Watto, the Toy Grutta.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. They kind of always done it, though, where it's just like, this guy looks cool. You want to never see him again?
Well, like I said, it's like, okay, I'm not trying to say you can't introduce anything new. I'd rather you have new stuff, but to just almost present it as if all those we don't see them again. It's just kind of like the prequels had that new stuff, like the Neimoidians were new, the Toy Grottas were new. There were several new things. The Kaminoans, or however you pronounce it, but it also had stuff that was layered in. That was like, oh, there's the little Rhodian boy in Episode 1, and a couple, I think you could see.
The ones who does it, the
Twi'leks in Attack of the Clones in the nightclub.
The best is like Clone Wars and Rebels, where they'll be like, oh, this is a bunch of these guys that you've seen before, and there's a bunch of these guys you've seen before. But then again, also it's a TV show, so you got a lot more time. You know that little droid? You know who does the voice of him?
I don't know.
The little DO guy. It's J.J. Abrams.
Oh.
Oh, now we can sell the red eye C-3PO. Which they did.
I mean, of course.
President, non-precinct, bird, 3-2.
I don't know. I really think they could have put R2 in here instead of that Dio guy. It was just kind of like...
Or BB-8.
Well, no. I mean, you've already pushed him to the background enough in this final movie. It's like, yeah, you stay behind, R2. Like, I don't know. I just...
It's like, I feel like it should have been either have them in it or have no one in it.
At all? No
Just
one?
do all new.
Oh, yeah, I guess. Well, yeah, I guess to a certain extent it is. Like, I'd rather just... Like, if you're going to just give us all new and the focus is all new anyway, like, why tease us and mess around with the old if you're not going to really do anything with them? I mean, they do stuff with them, but not anything that's necessarily meaningful or feels meaningful.
I will say, though, at least as of right now, this doesn't feel as long as Last Jedi.
No, I think
This feels
the
like
pacing
this
is much.
pacing is much better.
Yeah, it feels like an adventure.
I got it because it's like we're pretty much focused on the trio. Also, they're all together the whole time, which, you know, I got to give some credit to this.
That could have been them actually listening to the criticisms of the previous movies.
Yeah, because then
like, yeah, cool. Force Awakens is set up. You know, you could have Poe together and Finn and Rey. They go on adventures together. But now we'll split them all up. Poe's stuck on the ship. Finn meets some random new girl, and then Rey, she's just on. You know, well, I guess Rey would make sense to be off, but yeah,
it's like some of this, like yeah, which is like there's a lot. This one, I hate that this is the last one because like it's like if you'd done something close to this at the start,
it could have been.
It could have been a lot better because there's like so much. It's like it is like, oh, like they had to have listened because there's so much things here, but it's because it's the end. It's futile.
Yeah, it just feels.
It doesn't matter. It's like it feels like someone's giving you a brown paper bag. It's like, oh, here's your lunch. You open it up, and there's nothing in it.
Or like someone's like, hey, dude, I got you some Air Jordans. Like, these are Shaqs, all right? I don't want Shaqs.
Well, I
We don't make those anymore. Where'd you find these?
Or no, it's more like, I got you some Air Jordans. Those are actually Kwame Browns.
Like fakes or?
Well, I'm just saying Shaq.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you want like a...
Yeah, but Shaq's shoe.
Guys, I got you some new basketball shoes. They're Anthony Bennett's new shoe.
Yeah.
You want those new Greg Odens?
Darko Milicic or whatever his name is. It's like security cameras. Yeah.
It's like I got 100 Sam Bowie rookie cards.
Is that the guy that went before Jordan? Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah. All right. A feeling. Really? He's like, let her. She knows what she's doing. Don't question her, Finn. That's what he said. Knights of Ren. Did you read any of the material leading up, like the ancillary material?
No.
Like, to The Force Awakens. Okay. What
is up with all these lights? What is going on there? Like that's
in the, I guess, the ancillary material building up to Force Awakens. One of the books was like the Aftermath trilogy by the Chuck Wendig guy.
Yeah.
And they kind of touched on the whole Knights of Ren and what they were before Kylo Ren. Like it existed before.
These movies, and any series you shouldn't have to rely on that sort of stuff.
Well, it's not. That wasn't necessarily rely.
That should be extra. That should be extra filler for people who really want to deep dive into the lore. But like something like this, who are shown pretty prominently, but ultimately don't really do anything. It should be like, well, this is only exciting for the people who've read the book before.
Well, I think it was much more just teasing what they could potentially be like just giving you an idea of what you might see in The Force Awakens before we knew what it was going to be like, and the other movies, you know? Like, it wasn't saying like, well, read Chuck Wendig's Aftermath in order to understand.
Hold on. That's right.
Sasquatch.
Chewbacca looks naked because it doesn't have a
bandolier. I've never seen him.
He does have a
except for maybe in Solo.
That looks like Bespin.
Yeah. or like somewhere in Tantive 4.
Yeah.
Like it's Battlefront 2
Yeah.
and you're like towards the end of the mission. Like you're trying to...
Original Battlefront 2 or new Battlefront 2?
Original Battlefront 2, which is a weird thing to say.
I mean, it makes sense what I'm asking.
Yeah. Also, stuff... we might have actually talked about this, but the idea of things from...
Welcome to my museum of famous things from the Star Wars series.
No, he's like an episode 1, like Phantom Menace, like lunchbox or something, like collectibles. No, but the material, like anything that is from the previous movies that we see on screen, you know, i.e., Darth Vader's helmet, and then later stuff with the Death Star, like the believability behind that in terms of like, yeah, that's what's left of it. It's like, really? Is it? Is that
what?
That's what's left?
What?
Yeah. Well, the helmet is just like, okay, what?
No, it is. It's like, how the heck?
Because I mean, he was burned, and I don't know.
How's it like? Oh yeah, I know exactly where Luke Skywalker. Mate,
It's like a private ritual thing.
maybe Luke took it,
Yeah.
and then he brought with him to
Remember his father.
2.
It's Rey's mother. Well, at least she kind of looks like Rey. That doesn't look like Palpatine.
Is it supposed to?
It's supposed to be his clone.
Yeah. Well, I guess
You idiot.
me the idiot.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
I'm
Me the idiot. I think the little transition is okay.
Cool transition, but
yeah, I mean, I don't know. It does kind of lead to the logistics of this, like how this would work in the Star Wars world.
Like, how does that transport just because the lightsaber hit it?
Doesn't she? Would that mean like anything that she's like the dirt she's cooking up in there should be flying over towards
also
or like the
she
snow
just
rather?
swing and hit like a civilian, just like oh.
Yeah, but I mean, there's no one around her. But
I know,
still, I know what you mean.
Hypothetically,
he was looking for you.
And then back in the Skywalker Museum.
Ochi. Oh, so he. Oh. So Ochi killed her father, which was a clone of Palpatine.
It's like, wait a minute.
Now, did they say anything about the clone having any kind of powers?
Wait a minute. So does she not ever see around where he is, like how it kind of implies? Because it only took until the helmet transported to him where he realized where she was.
Hold on, say it again, and also get in front of the,
Hold on, this part right here. This is where I checked out. I was like,
really, this far in? It's an hour.
No, but this is where I was really like, these movies are pointless. It was right here, or it was like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Well, okay. They could have delivered it a different way. And the theater's like, no, okay. It kind of makes sense because, again, there was that power struggle at the end of Last Jedi where Hux is like suspicious and sort of he was sort of underneath Kylo, and really at that point it wasn't because, Snoke was the supreme leader and he had to because he was following orders of that. It was more just like, well, he's dead now. And so Kylo's just assuming this role, and like,
it's like,
sorry.
So, I mean, he's only been a rebel spy in between 8 and 9.
Yeah, because it would make sense because why he might have motivation to just it's more like I said in the Last Jedi stuff, like it's a personal reason. It's not like he's I don't know if it's so much as the resistance and he's doing it because of that cause. I think it's much more Yeah, right. He just said it. I need Kylo Ren to lose. I think that's exactly what it is. He just has a thing against him.
I still don't like it. I think it was a
Oh no, I don't
cop-out.
like it either.
I think it was really really cheap.
And just I'm the spy. Like
It's just real. It
I
was
don't
real
know.
easy. How did he get there that fast?
hyperspace. But then again, yeah, it was a good way.
I mean, but still, you got to get back to the ship, get in the ship.
Wait, they're about to reveal it.
No, I'm saying what I was saying before. I'm the spy garbage. When they're doing the force time FaceTime thing, you see the background change, but does Kylo still only see?
I think we still don't know that.
Does he only in what?
Here is granddaughter, dude.
You're Palpatine.
Yeah, and I was already checked out, and so.
But like you didn't know that going in, right? Like you didn't have that spoiled.
No,
So to you, what was?
it's like that's cheap. That's like
There were some people that were like almost kind of like
oh no,
almost like
my
shocked
favorite
or not
character.
shocked, but like
Also, how is she
distraught
standing
in the theater.
there? I guess they're just hovering in the
Palpatine.
atmosphere. I guess they're not in space right now.
oh, okay. This is kind of bad of me to ask, but
What's that
Vader-
actor's name?
no. Vader wanted Luke to join him to overthrow the Emperor, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know why. Seemingly, I was just wondering because
Join me and together we'll rule
Yeah.
the galaxy's father and son.
yeah. Kyle was like, "Join me and we'll rule the galaxy together as cousins from a certain point of view."
Well, no, they're not cousins at all.
From a certain point of view, remember we've explained this. Wow, some sticky shoes, grip. I guess he's using the Force.
The Force, yeah. I like this. That's a nice cop out.
How is Finn? Okay, never mind. Sick.
perfect?
There has been a precedent for people in space surviving and
flying through
and
space,
using
especially
the
those that
to
are force
get- yeah.
sensitive. Yeah,
It's not on the left field. You
but
know.
that we're not in space; they're above the atmosphere. They're like
Oh, are they?
They're
Okay.
hovering they're like below cruising altitude.
Oh, okay. But he was a good guy. We found our spy.
Explain
How did he know?
Explain to me how they're cousins then.
Okay, so if you are to
Oh,
believe,
that's right. Okay, yeah, because of Shmi.
No, not well. Yeah,
Yeah, that's right. Okay, because if Palpatine is Anakin's, if Palpatine is Anakin's
spiritual father,
in
in a sense.
and that's her
Mediochloric
grandfather. So that's
father.
so that means he's like second cousins with Rey.
Yeah.
And so then if
And I'm pretty sure that's
and then his nephew would be like, well, no, your nephew's cousin. So like imagine if you were married to someone
okay.
and they had siblings who had children. So your nieces and nephews, niece or nephew, but they're not your brother's niece or nephew because it's your wife's sibling's child.
What do you guys think of the Luke and Leia thing? Because ultimately,
Luke and Leia, okay, yeah, Luke and Leia are brother and sister.
no,
No?
hold on. I don't know. I might be misunderstanding what you're
Luke
saying.
and Leia, hold on, okay. Luke and Leia are brother and sister. That's my favorite character.
But it would be okay. So there's a grandfather in.
Hold on. You got a pencil.
No, there's a
I'm gonna draw a
grandfather.
family. I'm gonna draw a family
Okay,
tree real
fine.
quick. You got a pencil?
No.
Can I write on this?
I don't know, honestly.
You something I can write on? You something I can write on.
It's my page insurance. I don't know if I can.
What about that notebook?
Here,
Give me that
yeah.
notebook. Give me that notebook.
There we go.
Okay.
So I would say,
So we got Palpatine at the top.
yeah, he is the grandfather of this family. You could say.
Palpatine
Just do
is with Shmi.
Just do offspring. You don't have to put in the.
Yeah, and they have a kid who's Anakin.
Mm-hmm. And then Anakin
he
has
marries
Leia.
Padme, and they have Luke and Leia.
You just need Leia for this. Wow. What do you think about this right here? Kind of Goonies-esque.
It's
Oh wait, I do kind of see it.
What are the chances of that lining up?
Well, just like she didn't even have to try that hard. I'm like, God, we've been here for hours.
Was
I don't know if we're going to do this.
The question is, was that knife made after the Death Star explosion?
It would have to be. And not to mention, it's like the guy that made it was like, all right here.
If Palpatine had a clone, which we'll say is his son,
Yeah, that's all you got to do. Palpatine Jr. And then Palpatine Jr. had
his clone would be a half brother of Anakin.
Yeah, I guess so.
They would be half brothers.
Mm-hmm.
So then he would have a kid who would be Rey.
Yeah.
So if they were half brothers, so that's the half niece of Anakin. So a niece of Anakin.
Wait, that would be Anakin's niece.
Yeah, so that would be
You're the niece.
that would be
Darth Vader.
that would be Leia's. She's Leia's cousin.
Oh,
So
yeah.
she's Rey's. No, so she's Kylo's second cousin.
Yeah. Now, granted, I don't think anything biological was transferred to Anakin with this whole conception thing. I think it's just he is ultimately responsible. It's like saying, it's like whoever helped Palpatine scientifically, the scientists say, clone himself wasn't like the other parent of that clone. You know what I mean? Like he just manipulated whatever
Genetic code.
Yeah, like yeah. In the sense of Palpatine,
So,
if
wait,
you were to believe that he did that, it would
if
have been
the
just
clone is Palpatine, Palpatine could be her dad, in theory.
well genetically like that, it
Genetically-
wouldn't be anything. If it's a clone, it's like yeah. I mean, it wouldn't. It
If
wouldn't
that
be,
was her, if that was her dad, she'd still be Anakin's niece. No,
they would be
they'd be
sisters
siblings.
there. Brother and sister. But this Palpatine 1, you could say, the original did not conceive, but his identical genetic material conceived of Rey.
Well, so if they're
know.
if they're siblings or not if they would be considered siblings, then that would be
We're taking too much time
Rey
on
would
this.
be then Ben would be her nephew if we considered them.
Again,
Oh,
it's not necessarily weird because the whole biological thing has nothing to do with that.
it's still, I hate this whole making connections with everything. It's everything.
She's a Kenobi.
Yeah,
That was a big.
that was the
theory for a
huge
while.
one. Yeah, that was a huge one.
Wow, this is
How could she can also pilot? Someone who grew up on a desert planet knows perfectly how to maneuver a ship.
yeah.
You know,
I mean, by now she's had a lot of practice with different stuff. She's pretty good at thinking on her feet and just like I've never been in this before. I feel like that would take some skill. Like, that's not exactly the smoothest
no,
water. It's not like it's a beautiful day out. Like
it's not just stroke.
it's not like Naboo and Anakin and Padme are beginning to be a thing. Water's nice. She talks about they'd swim to the rock or whatever it was. He said he's not Leia. Oh my gosh. He said that's for damn sure. Wow.
How'd the Falcon
why
crash
are
there?
they? I think they just crashed there.
Oh, that's just okay. No problem. Dry as a bone.
Still has perfect hair, but I mean it isn't him.
I love how intact this thing is.
Yeah, it is. It is substantially intact.
It's a
Like you can almost imagine them going, yeah, we could just rebuild from what we've got. Like, you know what I mean?
Look at that.
There's so much left. It's like home renovators, but
you don't think anyone was like, I wonder if she's Finn's sister.
well, I mean, possibly, but
They make a huge implication that it's a daughter of Lando.
I mean, it's like why would they at this point? Well, yeah, it's like why would they be like we're gonna hint at it, but it's not really like, yeah.
And they're also related to Mace Windu.
Well, no, it's Lando's daughter. It has to be. I don't know what else they would want.
Why does it have to be?
Because they teased it at this point in the third movie after the failed teases and like the reactions to that. It's like, why would you go, well, let's do another fake tease? Like that's just. I mean, I guess maybe it has.
That's
to
a whole hallway still.
Given what they gave us, it is kind of cool to see that left over. But again, it does feel like there's a continuity error of like that shouldn't be there. And
it's like the entire throne room. But pretty much in one piece still.
Yeah. It is cool though to see like the dead bodies of the stormtroopers and just what?
Nothing.
Not like in a sick way, just like, oh my gosh, this is what's left over. Like
corpses.
But again, the explosion, would that armor really be left behind and fall and not
I feel like
not only did it blow up, but it fell into another planet's atmosphere and crashed on the surface. Like how would anything be left? Like I mean, maybe it fell in the water, and then the water too. That's like 30 years of like erosion and
rust.
And like, damn it, yeah. Like
that door's working. There's power to this thing still.
Okay, I think she used the Force, but then again, that thing would be rusted shut. It wouldn't even be there. It'd probably just be rusted out. Like I don't know.
You could probably throw.
Okay, now. Okay, it's a vision. It's a Force vision.
Probably throw a pencil through that thing and just disintegrate.
Kick it. It is a Force vision, so it's not like things are necessarily supposed to be.
We're in the Star Wars Rebels Jedi Temple of Mirror thing.
Okay, that is something that I'm glad you mentioned that because that was something that they introduced that concept that has the potential to change like everything. It's such a huge concept to me. The potential for that.
You're talking about
the world
between worlds. I'm not talking about that.
Oh shoot. Okay, but I want to talk about it though because I thought this is their last chance to bring in something to finally bring that to something that would truly matter. You know what I mean? I know Rebels are not trying to say it doesn't matter.
They were never gonna. I didn't think they were ever gonna do that. You know why?
The audience.
It's such a huge, complicated thing.
I mean,
to then introduce to regular audiences, it's.
I know, but
these movies have to be easy to some extent.
I know, but at the same time,
as much as high regard we hold Star Wars for it,
it is pretty simple.
It needs to be. Yeah, it needs to be easy. We can't have some sort of...
No, I think at this point, it's like, if you're not on board, if you're not invested, this is movie 9, get out of here. This is not for you. It's not for you to go, oh, I don't understand. I've not been paying attention or whatever. Like, I don't get it. It's like, dude, no. Like,
we've had 9 movies.
Yeah, like, this is... Give us something that's...
They want it to be... They need this to be... Disney...
This is a 42-year investment for most people at this point. Like,
Disney needs it to be... If by some chance you walked into the theater, having not seen anything before,
well, that's too bad. Again, it's like, wow. Avengers Endgame could have been someone's first Avengers or Marvel movie.
I agree with you.
You don't want to confuse them with deep lore stuff. Like, no, how about you not see this movie and go watch first off
Iron Man?
Or yeah, like maybe go watch something else. Or if this is too much, I mean, I don't know. It doesn't.
Well, also because I mean, the people who are in charge of Star Wars are very different from the people who are in charge of
Brandy Buck.
Second Breakfast not sitting too well.
But my point is, it's weird that they would introduce something that monumental, you could say, in a 4-season animated show that was targeted ultimately at children. Right? That complicated of a thing. It was a Disney XD show. It was for kids. They introduced it for kids. Like this is general audience, but that was for children.
Yeah.
And granted, a lot of adults watch it, but still, like they couldn't have put that in there.
How did they get
like
there?
That. I don't know what they would have really done, but that just seems to me something that could connect every single movie.
It would have been awesome, but also you're relying on
logic. No, I'm just kidding. Finn. But I don't know. I guess I was just wanting something that would just like blow my mind. That was just like piece together every single trilogy, and you'd have this. It would just change how we saw Star Wars. Like, you know what I mean? It would be just really went out with a bang. Like it was an uppercut,
Well,
and it was successful.
There's so much Star Wars content that some of it's going to be left in
behind,
wherever it is.
I don't know. I mean, shouldn't you think that the finale of something that's been going on for 42 years, should you walk away from going, oh my, like this changed how I look at a lot of this stuff now, like because the final send-off, like how it closes the book in a way. I mean, it's like.
Well, I feel like this movie could have been called Star Wars Episode 9 Damage Control.
Yeah, that's or course correction.
Yeah,
like,
so course correction.
What?
That would have been so funny if that.
Because it could have been.
Could you imagine if that was the actual title? People would have been burning down.
On IMDb, it just says original title, course correction.
Episode 9. Gosh, that'd be the biggest middle finger to the fans if they literally called it course correction.
But like, why would they?
They wouldn't.
In the story, how would that be relevant?
I don't know.
For the writers, yeah. But
they could have found a way. Oh my gosh, that would have been so funny.
No, but
it wouldn't have been fun. It'd be funny. It's funny if.
I think what I just said, the whole hoping for something that would just blow you away.
You brushed me on my hands. I'm not bleeding, and I still have my hand
in my fingers. I think what is going to happen later in the movie probably would apply more to what I'm saying. Like the whole, want something that would just again, just be an amazing moment.
I don't even remember this final act.
Oh no.
Like everything that goes on.
I'm not going to lie, and I hate to say this, but like when he gets stabbed right here, he looks so weird. I don't know what it is. Something about it just looks very strange and goofy. I think it's the Adam Driver. Yeah, when he gets stabbed right here, something about it just feels goofy and awkward.
Like,
just wait till he's just laying there. They both felt it. He's like, dang, man. My mom just died. I think it's, hang on.
My cousin just died.
Yeah. This right here, he's just kind of like sitting there. Like I don't think he says a word. It's not only awkward in like what he's doing, but something about how he looks. Hang on. Yeah, he's just like, I got stabbed.
He should be.
Like, you fucking stabbed me.
He should be dead.
I don't. Again, the whole wound thing.
Isn't that where Han Solo was hit? It's like, oh, hey, my B. My bad.
What?
She's just telling that to him. It's like, I'm sorry, my bad.
No, but the wound thing with the lightsaber, like, I'm not even talking about the healing part. I'm saying more the what the wound looks like. Just it feels strange to me then.
Can we can spoil this movie, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Quit asking that.
Sorry. In the end, when he's like, you know what? I've learned how to do this now for you. How come she's been able to do it twice now with no repercussion? Just like a parlor trick.
Well, you could say because
she died and
well, no. She is healing. She's healed 2 wounds, and the organism. The only reason why I say that word is because the other one wasn't a human. We're both still alive. He had to bring someone back from the dead to basically give them a life force. But there is an inconsistency, and someone in the theater pointed it out. You know how when after Ben heals her, he immediately is just like, I'm dead now, and I disappear, right?
Mm-hmm.
Rey dies right before that, before Ben heals her.
She
does not disappear. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like, okay. And the time in between Ben's death and disappearance is much shorter between Rey's
Death
initial
and
death
resurrection.
and resurrection. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like good word usage. Resurrection.
Yeah, thanks.
She's like Ray Lazarus. What?
Oh gosh, we had this huge connection and bond.
Show Chewie. Okay, I would say,
Yeah.
please.
He's lost everyone.
Yeah.
He's
Luke.
lost everyone.
What's crazy though, in the EU, he's the first one to die of all the. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
it's true.
He
Yeah,
has like a building, like a moon crash into a building on him to protect
true,
Anakin
yeah.
Solo, the third son of Han and Leia.
what if there's just like a nipple? Just
I think they're there. He's just like, I'm alive now. I got stabbed.
what do I do now? And this cost $10 million.
Did it really?
I don't know. I'm gonna look it up.
How much he got paid? I think it's kind of cool that they did this because it is. Again, he's not obviously he's not here. It's Kylo's vision or whatever. I guess, and it is a nice goodbye to Han. You know, like a good final goodbye to Han, and it does bring. It's kind of like a bookend of in Force Awakens. He says, "I know what I have to do, but I don't know if I have the strength to do it." And then here, in his final, like, what would push him over to the light? What would, you know? He says the same thing. Both, he says the same words of what would push him towards the darkness and towards the light.
Trying to find it.
I mean, I think it was a lot, but yeah,
Harrison Ford's one. I was like, if you really want me, you're gonna have to fork up.
yeah. Don't worry about it. It's fine.
It's not. I'm sure he got paid over $1 million.
Yeah, I think it was whatever it was. It was handsome.
It's probably
handsome amount of money.
a lot per minute.
Yeah, you calculated it out. Okay. I get that this is it symbolically represents him
mirror.
throwing throwing away. No, the lightsaber right here is what I'm saying. When he throws it off into the water, it symbolically represents him giving up the dark side. But it's like that's a lightsaber after all. Like you might need that. like I know it's red and everything.
Maybe throwing the helmet would have been a bit more.
Actually, what happened to the helmet?
Just left it back on the ship. Do we ever see him in the helmet again?
Why would he need it now?
Here's the second time we've seen him.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, it is. This is the second. Oh, good gosh. Good thing you. Yeah.
Nice little flare there.
Princess of Alderaan. Yep. I mean.
Nice little homage to episode 5.
Yeah, I guess. The final
by
order.
nice little, I mean blatant.
Okay, if this is the final order, an homage to kind of Order 66.
Kill everybody.
Boy, yeah. Yeah,
I mean,
but like, okay.
It's like, remember the Death Star? Well, what if we had that, but we can drive it around?
It's also another.
It's another dang super laser that blows up planets.
Or kind of does. Not quite. But his plan, though, is just another empire. It's kind of like Order 66, the final order, right? He's. Oh wait, yeah, it does blow up the. God dang it! But kind of going back to the stuff that once a thing is introduced, though, it is kind of hard to be like, well, why don't they make another one? You know, they should have set it up to where
literally
the kyber crystals or whatever it is are too hard to find.
It's
rare.
It's literally episode 4. We got it, and it's brand new. And it's finished. And then episode 5. We kind of are stuck out in space now. We don't have anything. We're rebuilding. Episode 6, we're building it again. Episode 7, we got it new, built up, ready to go. Episode 8, it's been destroyed. We're out in space, not being able to really do anything. Episode 9, I built a new one, got up and running again.
Yeah. It's
I never
just
bought this. I
disappointing.
never bought this connection. I don't know. I didn't buy any of these connections, to be honest.
I mean, I think he did sort of have a
Who gave you a key?
yeah, I guess. Wait, you're just part of the resistance now?
How did you know where we were?
No, but the whole
And we haven't gotten to have didn't get to have Lando interact with any of the 3 major players, which again I know Carrie Fisher is it's beyond their.
I think his plan's also something that we've just seen over and over and over again in just every movie.
Whose plan?
Palpatine is just destroy everything. Just destroy
Giant laser.
No, just
Kill 'em
destroy the
all.
world. Take over the world. It's like, all right. I mean, I get that Palpatine would want to do that, reestablish the Empire, but it's just it's hard to find a place where it's like, well, what do you want? You want something completely, nostalgic, something you've seen before, something that's not too new? Do you want something new, totally different? How different and new? And it's just like, whatever I want, it's not this. I don't know. I just
Whatever.
Oh no.
How'd she get here?
I'm done with this.
Why is she mad?
I hate it. I hate Christmas.
Why is she mad again?
Because Leia's dead and it's like she's giving up because
remember these guys? You
yeah.
like them?
She's giving up because of there's just no they don't think they could
I'm gonna do it.
win, I guess.
My master taught me.
Ooh. Catching.
And then this
He's on the receiving end this time.
This was the damage control right here. It's this line coming up.
Yeah.
It was real damage control. Real. Right there. Ah.
Yeah. Master Skywalker. There's too many of them.
What are we going to do?
I mean, it would fit actually if you said
Why
that.
did she have to go all the way over here to burn this? Just so Luke could be there?
Luke looks a little off. Not just like, oh, it's CGI, just something about his hair. Just seems kind of like...
Okay, it's blue.
No, it just, I don't know. It just
Too
looks
long. Too long.
something.
Too long to when he died, and it's like, so his hair's growing even though he's dead?
Yeah, I've never understood the how afterlife would
You're
look.
Palpatine.
Did he know this whole time?
Leia knew
Oh,
it
wait.
too. Yeah.
What? Well, if we did say something, although it would be completely useful and very beneficial for you, it wouldn't be for the audience because they wouldn't be as engaged initially.
We're withholding information because you're a catalyst for the audience.
Yeah.
Some things are stronger than blood.
Like the name Skywalker.
Damn it.
Wait, were you going to say that?
Yes. The war. What war?
There's a war going on right now.
Is it a war?
I mean, it might. Yeah, I mean, Palpatine sent. He basically just declared war on the entire galaxy. He sent out a telegram or a radio message.
Beep, 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 beep,
It was like
beep.
a radio message.
And that was that's right.
Is it blue?
I think it is.
No.
It's green.
Oh, is it? Hang on. We'll see.
I'm pretty sure it's green. Oh no, it's blue. It is blue because Luke has the okay.
Whoa.
Because Luke doesn't have his one because Maz Kanata had it for some reason.
Man, it would have been so cool to see some stuff like this, like more, not just a little glimpse, a flashback.
I don't know. I don't like.
Wow. You don't like that Leia busted Luke right there?
Kinda. I kind of.
Why did you go fight Darth Vader then? Yeah, I mean, granted, this could have been a couple of years afterwards.
No, I don't like the idea of Leia being like. I like the idea of Leia being force sensitive, but not a Jedi. Does that make sense?
Well, I mean, you have to think that if, like, at some point she might have initially tried it and be like, you know what? After all, I got some
Well, it's general stuff.
politicking to do, or
Politicking.
yeah. You know what I mean? She may not want to necessarily the Wayfinder.
Yeah, just MacGuffin.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, same thing with the knife
Yeah, and it also just feels kind of
thrown in.
convenient, I guess, too.
Yeah,
It's like, okay, yeah.
That's a good word.
And I get that you're gonna have to have something to probably like push stuff forward. I mean,
Is there a reason why it's supposed to look like a Sith holocron?
Maybe because it is.
Is that purposeful?
It might be. I don't know.
I wasn't able to do this on Dagobah.
But now I can.
What if it was? What if they went back and it was Yoda doing it, and Luke's like, I still can't do it.
He's like, gosh, it's heavy.
Would that have been? Would you be okay with that?
Not really, no.
It's like Luke would have totally gotten able at the hand of it now.
What is he, like, exerting too much? He's like, oh, wow. Well, okay, he's not really heavy, but he was kind of, I feel like, okay, he is. I'm glad that JJ did this. Like, he did what he did, but it's just like, it's too late,
Exactly.
It's just a little too late.
There are better decisions made in this movie than I think the previous two, but like you said, it's too little too late.
Yeah.
That's the biggest deal about this. This one is mainly the most disappointing. Even though I think
you should have, it's like we should have known that it would be. So it's like, why would you even be disappointed? Because there's nothing to be like looking forward to,
too
really.
late
But
now.
Again, yeah,
I think in a vacuum, like take out all the other stuff and just all of it as a whole.
What,
this one is, it's definitely better than 8 in a vacuum.
Yeah, I would say it doesn't drag as much. I mean, so far
there aren't as many just like, that's ridiculous.
Oh yeah, that's true.
In this, there's not as much just like, oh.
So far it's been a little bit of like weird creatures, some convenient things, but nothing where it's like, get that off the screen. Like the whole Leia thing was just like, all right,
and
that was almost worthy.
And then like again, like of between this and 7, like in a vacuum, like take out this being the last one, take out everything that's come before it, take out just as a movie on its own. Which one is the best? This or 7? I could see the argument for this one, considering how 7 is very much like similar beats of 4, and then also this
is a lot like Return of the Jedi, but it isn't so much. It's not like the Force Awakens kind of thing.
It's not as much command.
It's not as. But it is very much like, all right.
But the worst part about this is that it's
not just like, oh, this is the 3rd movie in this trilogy. This is like, no, this is the final installment of all of them, of the episodes, the episodic or the saga, Star Wars saga. No, but like, I mean, well, I guess it is for now. They could always be like, yep, actually we're doing episode 10, 11, and 12. I mean, they could technically do that with the Skywalker saga.
They very well could.
I guess would they follow Rey 30 years later and she turns a new?
No, it probably. I don't.
Well, who's the other Skywalker? Because I'm not gonna Skywalker saga.
I mean, I remember asking my dad, like, "What are they doing in episode 7?" He's like, "They're not doing that." But this was like when like episode 3 was coming out.
No, but I'm saying, considering this is called the Skywalker saga, like this is what this follows, right?
They can add more to it.
Would it be just?
It'd be some.
This is Rey's daughter.
It'd be some offspring of Rey. It would have to be. Considering offspring of Anakin.
I don't know. I just let it be dead.
Oh no, I agree. I'm just saying,
because to me that
I would not discount Disney for in 25 years doing like, we're doing another trilogy.
I think if this is going to be the Skywalker saga, the main protagonist should be a Skywalker.
Episode X.
Or the main focus, I guess. Like the
this one is cool because this is the only title that has
a Skywalker
X in it.
Oh, I guess. Yeah.
Oh no, I don't.
But 1 before 10 Roman numerals that indicates X
This is
being a possibility.
This is IX.
Yeah. I always thought that was kind of cool. Star Wars like helped me learn.
Roman numerals.
Yeah, it's the only way I knew
Well,
that.
there's an episode of The Simpsons where Bart learns it because of Rocky. And he has to know,
Oh, well, that's true. Rocky also.
he has to know which ones to
Yeah.
like go through door number 7. All the other doors behind all the other doors are man-eating tigers.
Mm.
It's like Rocky 5 plus
Hang on.
Rocky 2 equals Rocky 7, Adrian's Revenge.
Are those starships, the Star Destroyers, are those from the Empire days, the era? Or are those...
And I think those were all built by him because they show them all come up out of the ground like that.
He built them?
With the power of
The Force?
the dark side.
Yeah, I guess.
He's had a lot of time.
But in a moment, it seems as if they're the same model as...
Well, I mean, I'm sure he's not doing like R&D. He's just again Command C. Here's the Body Wars again.
Body Wars.
But it was an attraction at Epcot in Walt Disney World where the whole theme of the ride was the ride was a copy of Star Tours, which basically is like you're in a simulator and there's a screen up front and it's about like shrinking you down and going inside a body, like for like there's some story behind it, but it's like going through like blood vessels and
Yeah. See, look, it looks like the same model. It looks like the same kind of ship.
they, based on how many he has, they should have been obliterated in 10 seconds.
That's how it always is in movies. The villains are always like, we're going to be conservative with our firing and aim. That's how the ending of Boba Fett was.
Yeah.
You have these giant droidica things, and they're like,
Well,
we're just not going to shoot for a second.
I was
here."
disappointed with Boba Fett also, so
All right, well,
that's another story
Yeah.
for another time.
all right, Maz Kanata.
I didn't even realize what I did there.
Yeah. I mean, I thought that's why you did it. Now, do you think that this is something Palpatine made? Because it all looks like a bunch of Sheev Palpatines, the statues. Something like, this is a shrine to himself.
I don't know, mate, but then that's also the whole thing. Is like, I don't know, the whole Plagueis thing. Is all...
Okay, well, what if they would have went that route, like introduced Plagueis? Like, what if his goal was to resurrect Plagueis?
I'm glad they didn't.
that'd have been
I'm kind of
stupid.
glad
What
they
am I saying?
didn't. I'm
'Cause
glad.
no-
I'm kind of
yeah.
glad they didn't do any Darth Plagueis at all. Because I feel like that would have kind of taken away
from
from
Palpatine.
that would have taken away from Palpatine. And also would have taken away from just the whole myth behind it and all that. It's like just be like, yeah, it's just gonna be this.
Yeah.
Which even this was a little. It's just gonna be this.
In his last minute. Talk about more Palpatine, or I always do that sometimes, like Palpatine.
Palpatine.
Palpatine. Gosh, Palpatine.
Palpatine. What if?
I'm going to run to the bathroom for about like less than a minute. I'm
Okay.
sorry, I've had
Go
stuff.
quick.
You talk about your
I
grievances,
gotta-
the Ian McKellen, or is it Ian
McDermott.
Yeah, what he was said in that.
Ian
Talk about that, like the whole, him saying in the interview, or in an interview of like, getting a call from J.J. or all of them, like asking if he would do it. And this was post Last Jedi. This wasn't like pre 2015 or 14. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, well, didn't they call him and it was just like, hey, we got, I don't remember though. Oh, I'll talk about this. I'll
Yeah.
talk about this is stupid. Just like, we're going to bring these yaks and we're just going to dump them onto a spaceship. It's ridiculous looking. I mean, this is kind of cool, especially like having them all on there like that and just going like, really going into like a battle. You know, it's not just we're just in spaceships, but it is a little. It's like really that was our plans. Like we're gonna bring all these animals, and we're gonna that's how we're gonna do it. We're gonna be on the animals. Well, I mean, it worked with the Ewoks, kind of. And then it's like all these. It's like we're gonna take down ATST with logs, but again, this is like, where did all this come from? How long has this been here? Did he make it? It sure looks like he made it. It's definitely his definitely his aesthetic. That was a shot in the trailers. Voice chanting in alien language for those of you with subtitles on. Yeah, and this too, it's like what it's just so vague, and it's like really like what, and none of it's explained, and it's just all here. All it's like we're just gonna dump all this right here at the end. What?
What were you talking about?
How it's like this? It's like
Sorry about that.
how long has this been here? Did he build it? It's and then all those people like in the stands, like it's like we're just gonna make it all like this now and not really explain it. And there's gonna be this big thing. And it's like
also third time. This is he's in 3 scenes total, right? This is technically the 3rd scene. I mean, yeah, it's gonna cut back and forth, but this is a scene, I guess.
yeah, kind of the second because the other one was just a hologram.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
There's also talking about how ridiculous it was. Like we're just gonna dump a bunch of horses on this show. That's how we're gonna take them out. But they also had to be like, we're gonna bring all these wild animals with us. Well, they looked actually kind of domesticated.
Yeah, but I mean, it is sort of a little. Is it a nod to Ewoks in a sense of like
That's what
using?
I said
Yeah,
that
like
also,
using animals to kind of help take down the empire.
Like, I know the greatest weakness of the ATST logs,
Yeah, and rocks.
rocks.
A couple of slingshots. You've read David and Goliath and 2 Samuel,
Yeah,
I think. Is it second? I don't know. I can't remember. I'm pretty sure it is. No?
You will be my empress.
Wait. But,
no, he said you will be empress.
oh, my empress. Like, but wait, you're
Wait a
not.
minute.
That means you'd have to marry her.
Oh.
He's like, come on, it's Star Wars.
I mean, I'm glad that they did throw them down here, and it's not just everyone in ships.
Yeah, and
But isn't this on top of a Star Destroyer?
mm-hmm. It is a little interesting. Yeah, it's just a giant space battle, or in this case, like atmosphere battle or whatever.
Yeah, I'm gonna take these down with a bow and arrow.
Yeah, Legolas. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think at this point I was just kind of checked out, even though I still had hope for one scene or one part, and it's coming up. And I have said
they're not on a ship. This is on the ground.
no.
Because that's
I have said stuff about this before, but I'm going to say it again.
I know what you're talking about.
It's another thing that I will
Wasted
say it
potential.
amazes me that they made that decision. Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
I got to do something because we've had this bond.
I'm staying with you.
Like what? Okay, Rose 2.
It is. I mean, I've actually,
Okay.
now that you say that,
At least she's
maybe you can make that argument. In a sense,
Well,
she is
she
Rose 2.0.
Well, she's in it a lot less, and there's not that dumb.
Are those just fans of his?
That's what I thought
They
too.
bought tickets. It was a sold-out event.
Standing room.
There's like a
only.
dress code. You have to wear a black hood. Like,
Oh, this is my favorite scene. This is my favorite song.
or like performance.
Weak like my son. My clone.
Like your parents, which is basically me, but yeah.
You're right.
Weak like your parents.
Well, I mean, from a probability standpoint, and given like the whole nature versus nurture thing, there could have been a Palpatine out there that would have
He's
been.
got to be blind, right?
I mean, it certainly looks like it. I don't think. I'm not sure what he sees with those eyes, but I don't think it's a whole lot.
I thought that was all stone. I guess it's hooked up to some.
This is another showing his, his Return of the Jedi, where he shows him in the thing.
Look
Yeah,
at the destruction. They're gonna die.
I'm afraid it's fully
Operation. At least he doesn't do that like doing Family Guy. He's puts his head all the way around.
Yeah. I don't know.
How come it could have been like? I feel like Palpatine and pride would have been like, hey, they're all on this ship. Let's just shoot this ship down, or let's just blow it all up. Because like,
Take the hit.
yeah, it's like, so what? We lose a couple thousand of our soldiers. Their lives mean nothing to us. But instead, we're gonna play this game of
Yeah.
keeping
Wait, does
you at
she-
bay. And
There's a Knights of Ren. Does she give him Leia's saber?
give who?
Ben.
Yeah.
He's got a gun. What do you think about this?
What
part
a
here?
jump!
Where he just goes, ow. What do you think about that? It just seems out of nowhere. Just
Yeah,
like
at least they're
it's all serious. Everyone's about to die, and it's just, oh no, we're
at least they're implying
this
some
low point.
At least it wasn't just like landed there, just like a look away, and just like it would have been like it was nothing.
At least it is kind of funny.
At least he
ow.
said, "Ow." That looks an awful lot like a Star Destroyer. Even those
Thought it's-
cannons,
Oh,
those things just have.
that's got to be uncomfortable, like hanging from
Everyone
your
called this
spine.
thing. It looks like Gladys from Portal 2. I
No.
don't know if you know what that is.
No, I mean I know of it.
Look it up right now. Look at you'll laugh. You'll think that's funny. I'm think there were lots of memes.
How do you spell Gladys?
It's like GLADYS.
Keep talking.
Yeah, and so there's wait no that's the Skywalker lightsaber that she has. That she
Yes,
gives.
it does. Yeah. No, but my thing was he gives or she gives him Leia's saber, right? Or no?
Right now she's holding Luke's for Anakin's. Sorry,
Okay.
it's really Anakin's. It's Anakin's. Luke's lightsaber is the green one from Return of the Jedi.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
This is Anakin's.
Jedi are dead. Oh, just it says they're disciples.
I just give it a huge bump. That
It's all right.
Am I okay?
Yeah,
Okay.
she sees him.
Doom doom doom.
All right, the
Dun,
trailer.
dun.
In the trailer, I thought she was gonna see some Force ghosts.
Yeah, everyone thought that, and didn't it?
So what does she see?
You want to see a magic trick?
Yeah. Make it
Ta-da!
No, just the face he made. Just
Witchcraft, and then this got a reaction. Even though
Yeah,
it
it
was.
was.
It was like a what?
I kind of like seeing him, with the light side or with a blue lightsaber, and I don't know, just hypothetically, like, yeah, I guess it would be kind of cool. Like, what would that look like?
This is what-
if
this-
Ben Solo was like a Jedi, and
This
he
is
was,
what Jedi Ben looks like.
yeah, like it is kind of cool to think. I mean, I'm not like, yeah,
See, also he's not wearing any of the armor, so
whoa,
he's not wearing any of the armor anymore. So it's just like
he's Ben.
he's in his skill is protection enough.
Mm-hmm.
So it's-
He's just trying to be Ben and save his cousin. I mean,
yeah, second cousin.
it's still cousin. You don't have to like.
What's
What's up, third cousin? I mean, you wouldn't really say cousin, I guess.
Hey, cousin.
What's
Hey,
up, cousin?
Hey, cousin Ray.
I mean, you might say uncle or, stand together, die together. Well, that was.
Oh, yeah, no,
This
they're-
was interesting,
wait, no,
him
they're-
explaining this.
They're
The life force of your bond.
wait, no.
How do you.
That's his that's her.
I don't know
That's
what
his aunt. Because
Wait.
remember, it's like if Anakin and the clone are siblings,
Yeah, they
that
would.
means her cousin. No. Her cousin is
Luke and Leia.
yeah,
Yeah.
which means they're also like how she's making like a and he's just like.
What do you think about this? The whole, like, I'm sucking the life force out of you.
I mean,
To bring myself
it worked
back.
in Harry Potter. It looked like it's some Dementor stuff.
Mm-hmm. And I guess but it's sort of like him finding that out, like, oh, a dyad, and then I don't know how to feel about that. I guess,
Like I said, I feel like
The
why
last
are they
20
just
minutes the movie
why are
was-
they just now being overpowered?
well, I guess I mean, you've got to have a point where it's just like, oh, it's so low, it's not.
I feel like that should have been way sooner.
No, but it makes sense. I get why they did this in the
I know,
script, because it's like
I know.
it matches to the lowest point of Ben and Ray. It's like, yeah. Wow.
That's crazy. Also, you can see the ghost here apparently at some point. Where is it?
Yeah, I just saw images like people pointing it out and
The
like
shit
Easter
from
eggs.
Rebels, which would make sense that they.
What's
would,
crazy to me is like people will see movies in a theater.
It's down there. It's underneath the Falcon. Yeah, that's cool. That's there.
Yeah. People will like see movies in the theater, and then they'll like, some YouTubers, like maybe, I don't even know some of them, but they'll release videos like explaining all these Easter eggs that like you might have missed. I'm like, how did you find all of these? Like,
That's cool too. Wedge is back.
mm.
I guess it is
He
supposed to
sort of
be.
looks like Jimmy Page from Led Zeppelin, but like in an older age.
I can see it. I guess he actually is supposed to be Wedge, right?
Yeah.
The,
I mean, that would be kind of weird. Like, yep, coming back to the same franchise.
the uncle of Ewan McGregor.
Yes, that's correct.
His name's something Lawson.
Yeah.
So
Sky
long,
Trash.
Trash.
That's the first of a name.
What's up?
Okay. Yeah, his voice was not a particular favorite of mine.
What?
What?
So it's like, I don't know.
Also, his clothing changed. He got red.
I know. I can see that.
I've now gotten the power to change my wardrobe and walk.
Why did they do that? I don't know. It's a choice, certainly.
No, crap. You know,
It is kind of cool to see him back with like the yellow eyes, I guess, but the last Skywalker.
I'm a Solo.
Like my father before me. That was a pretty
Rough fall. If he got
Yeah.
an ow from the other one. So all he needed was anyone? Could he have taken a life from anyone? Or did it have
Well,
to
no,
be...
I think it was the combination in the dyad, which is kind of crazy. That it's like right before he executes his like final plan to bring back his empire, he also gets a chance to suddenly stumble upon something that would allow him to finish his initial plan of coming back to life
I got a
in
question.
flesh.
If
Permanently.
If Poe is so attached to BB-8, why does he have R2 with him in the X-Wing?
No, none of it. I want to say none of it makes sense, but so much of it just doesn't. It's like, okay,
There are so many little
all
inconsistencies.
right, right here. This is what I found to be, again, just utterly amazing that they went this route. I mean, I don't know if it was something to do with budget, actors not wanting to come back in the physically to show up, if they thought it'd be too campy or cheesy or too catering to the fans. But this whole thing of voices, right? Okay. To me, once you go the route of we're going to bring back these people, like to have them
Into
play
the-
some kind of role,
We're going to bring these people back into the voice booth.
to play some kind of role, I just find it, yeah, and also the other characters to say certain lines, new lines, including Ray. I do find it extremely strange. They would say, you know what, this is it's a visual medium, and we're just gonna go that route. It's not like, again, I mean, let's say nothing was holding them back and they just chose to do that, right? It's like, yeah, I mean, if nothing is holding them back, like, why would you go that route exactly? To have just voices and something where it's like, we could show them like around her, kind of like in Harry Potter, Goblet of Fire, in the graveyard, maybe something kind of like that.
Yeah, it's,
But I don't know. I'm just kind of curious as to why.
it could have been really cool, and it turned into just
trying to think of an example of like using a certain medium and then going like, yeah, I'm just gonna. I don't know. I mean, it's like. I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me that they would have that. It's another lost opportunity.
So where's Ahsoka's voice?
Maybe she's not dead. No, they don't care. They just didn't think of it. They're not gonna. They don't connect things.
So Kanan's dead. Kanan could very well be alive.
Well, granted, not every Jedi is supposed to show up, and also too, isn't it? I was still under the impression that the whole Jedi becoming Force ghost was something that like. It was like esoteric. Like it wasn't like, oh yeah, this is just
automatic
common knowledge and stuff. Like it was something like, wait, Qui-Gon came back as a. What do you mean? You know what I mean? Like it was supposed to be this somehow Qui-Gon secretly was doing some stuff in episode 1 where he figured some things out, the whole meditation thing, whatever.
Well, we also don't hear that until episode 3.
Yeah, exactly. So that kind of introduced like
I got a secret weapon, a second lightsaber. That's what does it.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh no, she has 2.
Yeah. But then again, the initial precedent, if you will, was that when you're a Jedi, you die and you become a Force ghost. Because Ben did it, Yoda did it, Anakin did it. So
Luke
it's like,
did it.
Well, I'm saying like in episode or in Return of the Jedi, like the
6.
initial, what was like the initial lore or whatever.
Or 5, I guess.
What you saw, the impression that was given was, okay, yeah, like when you're a Jedi, you die, you become a Force ghost. Okay. Because again, all of them that we had seen, Ben, Yoda, Anakin, they did. So George changed some things out, made it confusing.
Yeah.
And,
Oh.
wow.
That's all it took was.
It just like cuts back to
All it took was.
Octu and Yoda and like Luke's watching it on like TV or something, cheering them on. I mean, he's got to be involved from a distance. He's just observing it.
Yeah.
What do you think he's doing right now?
Who?
Luke. I think he's talking with Leia. Well, if she's a Force ghost, they could have had a scene where they like communicated or I don't know. Well, then again, that's new footage that you'd have to have of Carrie Fisher, and it wouldn't be right, or it wouldn't make. I don't think you could really do that without
Lando was wearing Han Solo's old clothes like he was doing in
like
episode
like the
6.
clothes he died in. Like
it's like, wait a minute, you just went into his closet and put on his outfit? What?
Yeah. Well, I guess in a sense they were.
Sorry, at the end of 5.
They weren't certain that Harrison would come back, right? So it was kind of like, well, I guess Lando might have to be the new Han Solo. In which
but they have to dress just like him and took him. I guess it would make sense. It's like, I don't want to wear this leisure wear anymore.
Yeah, but
then
it does make sense because around that time, like the early '80s, late '70s, it was kind of like okay, weird example, Dukes of Hazzard, right? When that one season where John Schneider and then I can't remember the other guy that played Luke. They were replaced by their supposed cousins. They literally just made the same people in the same like outfits. They just had like the Bo character. Oh, he had brown hair, and like the Luke character. Oh, he had blonde hair.
I would have.
That was something I think that the late '70s and the '80s kind of stuff would have.
This
done.
right here would have been like. She actually
cheap replacements. That is.
She would have. This would have. I wish they just left her dead because it would have been like that. Would have been like an actual like felt like a real sacrifice maybe, and been like, well,
and have him be the final.
Yeah, but no.
Honestly, I kind of would have been fine with that. Like she passes away, he's the surviving Skywalker. She fulfilled her role of like, bringing him back. Ultimately, I mean, to a certain extent, I know Leia technically was.
It would have been a lot better, I think.
Yeah, I would honestly. I would have been fine with it. Like him, maybe her. She should have disappeared. That's all I'm saying.
And it would have made sense, the rise of Skywalker being Ben, and I...
Wait, does he... Never know. For a second there, I was thinking... I don't know why, but I forgot.
When she's dead?
When I forgot, I thought maybe it was like he kisses her back to life, but no, it's... never mind. I don't know why.
Hold on, let me make sure.
I mean, I'm sure he has probably always cared about her secretly. You know what I mean?
Hey, man, they're cousins, man.
Well, no. Okay. Well, I'm saying he probably has secretly cared about her, and so, like, to finally like let himself go on the light side, and also like things like joy, happiness, love, all that good stuff.
Yeah.
It is probably, you know,
It's like, well, I saw her do this, and I have no idea what she did. All I know is she touched me, and
well, maybe it works with her, and maybe I'm trying to think the whole dyad thing. Maybe because of I'm chopping up my words here. Maybe because of the dyad thing, that allows him like their deep connection in the Force or whatever. The Force has bound them together. Maybe that allows him to help heal.
that's a
her.
weird shot how they did that.
My thing is like, yeah, they could have just let her die, and they could have also, second thing, just have them both survive after this. But no, it's like, oh, but no, we're gonna just
And
he's gonna die.
At this point, I was like,
like, just stop.
it's like I don't like that. I'm like, and then I was like, you know what would make this worse? I was like, you know what would make this
I
worse?
mean, I
right?
don't honestly. I don't care as
Sweet
much.
home Tatooine.
I don't care as much. It is.
I hate it.
I mean, it is kind of like, okay.
I
whatever.
hate it. I hate it. I hate it.
I'd have been fine
I
if like
hate
their
it.
their
I hate
potential.
it. I hate
love
it.
interest-
I hate it. I hate
Okay,
it.
okay,
I
okay.
hate
I
it.
get you.
I hate it.
Like, finally, I haven't wanted to do that since episode 7.
Yeah. And people actually cheered in the theater. I was like, are we watching the same thing? I was like,
Yeah, I don't know. I would have been fine if their like whole love thing would have been more like hinted at.
And
See,
it-
look, that was like 4 seconds, 5 seconds, maybe.
it's immediately.
I don't know. I was like,
immediately.
four. His clothes went away. Wait, so Leia's body didn't disappear until Ben's did?
Yeah, I guess
It
not.
was holding out?
It's just like, where's Dad?
What was Ray's body holding out
Where's
for?
Dad? My uncle's here. My mom is here.
It's like, Mom, Uncle Luke. Dad? That does suck. Hold on, yeah. That is kind of crazy.
He's burning in hell.
He was Jewish.
He didn't believe in the Force. He's burning in hell right now.
Yeah, I mean, it is that. Yes.
Mom, Uncle Luke. Granddad. Where's Dad? He didn't make it.
He was agnostic.
He was an atheist.
Yeah.
That's.
I don't know.
I don't know why that's.
But hold on, I mean, it doesn't show Ben as Force Ghost, but I guess he could potentially visit her. Okay, I kind of like the whole.
It reminds me of the special edition of Return of the Jedi.
Yeah,
They're not blinking.
that was probably on purpose.
like-
I guess I kind of like the idea of like seeing older planets,
Yeah, that's okay.
kind of connecting all the trilogies. Because that's ultimately what I wanted, was some kind of like, all right, yeah, this is
part of it.
the final chapter in all of these movies. This is the build up, the final moment, or the final,
It's like of all the places to go, we go back here. It's like the whole galaxy's open up now. What is that back
But,
there?
like, this is their base, though. Of course, they would retreat back
Well,
here
yeah, I guess.
initially. They're like, let's just show up on Tatooine. I know we had nothing to do with that this whole movie, but
That looked like
all of
Lin-Manuel
us.
Miranda.
wasn't it?
Jack looks
What?
nothing. I forgot about this.
Zori Bliss.
You wanna
What is that?
you
What?
wanna get out of here?
Okay.
No? Okay.
Is that his love? Is that... Now, this right here, that kiss, that was cut in a lot of countries, wasn't it? A lot of
Yeah.
different versions.
Yeah, that
Which to me is like, all right, Disney, if you're going to put that in there, put your money where your mouth is.
Exactly,
You can't
100%.
walk the walk or talk the talk and not walk the walk. Like, you've got to mean what you say. If you're going to take a hit financially for your beliefs, do it. Otherwise, you're literally saying, I care more at the money than what I potentially believe in.
Yeah.
It's like, just stop wasting our time with that stuff.
100%.
It's a pretense. That's all it is.
It's either put it in there and be like, sorry, that's what we're doing,
And we're standing for it.
or don't do it at all.
Yeah.
100%.
Don't be spineless about it. Take the hit financially.
100%.
Different countries.
100%. That's very hypocritical.
It's basically just capitulating to I don't know. I mean,
It's also bending the knee to.
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
I'm not getting into. Let's talk about the movie.
yeah,
The gold system.
Disney.
The
no.
gold system. What is that talking? Oh, never mind. Never mind.
Wait, last one on that. How many different? Do you know if it was several countries that part was cut in?
I think it was at least 2 or 3.
Okay. Still, I still think it's a weak move.
It is. What is that hair on that ponytail that's sticking out?
Dude, they even did that with some of the promotional stuff with Finn. Remember?
What?
I think they like didn't promote Finn as much.
That's right. Yeah.
Dude,
Also,
what the heck?
have you seen the Chinese Black Panther poster?
It's all in the. It's
He's
all
got
in
the mask on the whole time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what it was. That's what I'm thinking of. That's
Yeah, they
so
censor-
slimy.
They censor African Americans out of Chinese posters. Go look that up, anyone, if you're interested. It's wild. It's wild.
They know what they're doing.
Yeah,
It's all about the money.
I mean, know what they're doing. Yeah,
That's not even just like. I mean, it's tacitly saying that they care more with the money, but to me, it's just slapping you across the face. Yeah, we care about the money. Sorry.
Yeah, it's
Again,
wild.
everything else is just a pretend. That's all it is. Or at least that's one of the few ways you can interpret that. Like, how would you then interpret what they really care about? It's
Exactly.
Like, I mean, that seems like a likely candidate. I'm just saying.
R2's like, hey, I know exactly where this is.
Yeah, R2 didn't even show up. Where's he at? Is he still in the ship? BB-8 gets to go
I
outside?
guess so.
She's like, this place feels like
Tell your uncle.
home for some reason. How do you feel about her just kind of exploring playfully?
I
think it's kind of. I don't really care at this point. I think it's okay.
I mean, at this point,
it is kind of cool to
it's
kind
like,
of come back to it. This,
I think maybe they can turn this trilogy around.
well, okay. it is as a final send off. It's like, again, it feels like a band-aid, and it does feel like it's far too late. But I'm not that upset going just in the sense of going back to Tatooine for a final goodbye.
This part right here, and like
saying goodbye.
This is fine. I think this is okay. Is
think
it a little on the nose?
Dude, who cares? It's basically just saying goodbye. Like, I know it's on the nose or whatever, but again, it's that final
and it's
connection between all the movies.
It's like, hey, this is cool, isn't it? Also, they should have done well, I mean, you kind of see how down there at the bottom it kind of looks like another head, like it could be
like a double blade. Yeah, I was about to say something like that.
Everyone wanted that. It's like, well, she's using the staff, so she's gonna. They should have just left it. They should have just left it
and have her see. But then the title wouldn't make sense because the title is her. It's the rise of Rey, basically, and to her final mode, not mode, but like she's now
her final
fully fleshed out. She is Rey Skywalker.
It was right here. It's like
and,
no.
Like, don't do it. Don't
do it. Don't you dare say it. You are not. Don't you dare say it. And it's like, I'm out. I think I said that to you in the theater. I was like, I'm out.
I mean, that's one thing I knew was going to happen.
I know. I heard they want the last word of it to be Skywalker. Why is she still dressed in her dang desert clothes? And I thought BB-8 was Poe's. And what a mess of a trilogy! What a waste.
Again, I sincerely did not want to dislike these movies, but it's hard to try to keep. I mean, even given 2018, 2019, the build up to this movie, I still was trying to find some way to like these movies. And
I know.
I have hope, and it was just I just can't. And I'm sorry.
Now it's harder. It's harder now because it's like, well, it is done. I know what ultimately happened. So now it's like, no, they didn't do it. It was a failure.
Yeah.
Well, not commercially, but yeah, it's like no, I can't. I can't defend it anymore. Like, well, maybe this will happen. I can't do that anymore.
Yeah, it's just it's kind of It's not kind of disappointing. It is. I
Yeah,
mean, to me. I mean, I get.
Yeah, it's
There's
not-
people
yeah.
that probably will grow up with these movies and really like them, and it means something to them and stuff.
I'm gonna
but
be
it's like, for me.
I'm so curious to see
how these age.
Yeah, I want to.
Yeah.
I want to know how this. I want to know what the reception of this will be.
Like, will there be a turnaround like the prequels?
Yeah, in 15 years, what will these movies be? What will these movies be in 15 years?
I can't. I don't know. I can't imagine. There's not like one because.
Who knows? I mean,
Okay, but hold on. The prequels, though, the last little bit, and then we'll get out of here, whatever. They had one good movie that was like, everyone was kind of like, okay, the third one's actually pretty strong. Like, most people, they're like, yeah, prequels, yeah. But like, they're like, three was pretty good. And so there was a redeeming quality in that could then retroactively help you somewhat like and be content in the earlier movies, the previous movies. But this is like, I mean, The Force Awakens was pretty good. Most people say they like that one the best, kind of, but it's still so much like A New Hope that it's kind of hard to be like, just really give it that, like, oh yeah, it's really good, because it's just like, well, it's just because we've seen it.
This every single scene of this entire trilogy ranges from, well, that's all right, to that's awful.
Yeah.
Everything ranges from,
Well,
okay, to nothing's like, oh, that right there, that.
I mean, in this movie you're saying, or just all
The whole trilogy.
Okay, the closest thing I had to that was the Snoke throne room. That's the closest thing where it was like that. You know what I mean? In the theater, I was like that. I would say
the closest. That is
Yeah.
the closest. But then you go and you sit through it, and it's like, and then you rewatch it, and it's like, well, what about this? And what about this? And if that happened, then what about this? And this doesn't make sense. And the rewatches kill these movies.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because like when you're in the theater seeing it the first time, it's like oh wow. It's like, oh well, what about? And it's like, and then you rewatch, it's like, well, what about that? And what about this?
You see these like dead ends.
Yeah, and it's like, yeah, the rewatch kills these movies.
Well, I think these movies kill their potential rewatchability. Yeah, like, I don't know. I guess a part of it too is just, at least for me, it's like growing up, Episode 7 was always a big deal to me.
Sam Jones, the basketball player?
Probably not. It's a pretty common name. Jones is one of the most popular. It's like top 10 most popular names in this country.
It's not 10-time NBA champion Sam Jones.
No, but like the idea of Episode 7 and like what would happen and just the potentials of if they would or not, make it.
The speculation, the theories, and the hype and build-up behind these movies are better than the actual movies.
Oh yeah,
and
so in part hurt the movies.
What I'm going to remember these movies most is going to be how I felt before they came out.
That's how you're going to remember them?
That's what I'm going to remember most fondly about them. Is
oh yeah, most fondly. Yeah, you're right. I think that's true for me too. But like, yeah, like, well, yeah. I guess that's it.
Oh well,
it's just
swing and a miss.
Mm-hmm.
Swing and a miss.
I guess next up, Solo and Rogue. No,
Solo and Rogue One.
No, I don't want to do that.
Why not?
I mean, I'd rather do something else than those. Yeah. Those movies, I'd rather just pretend they don't exist to a certain extent. And I kind of feel that way towards these movies as well. I'd rather just pretend they don't exist.
But technically, we have 3 movies left.
What? What do you mean?
There are 3 Star Wars movies we haven't done commentaries on.
Solo, Rogue One, and Star Wars Clone Wars?
Yeah.
Oh, gosh. No. Okay, just stop.
Well, it's canon.
I know. But
it was theatrically released.
No. I'm not doing that. And the Ewok movies, but they're not canon.
Those aren't canon, yeah.
They are movies, though.
They are. Those could be funny. Ooh. Holiday special.
No, that's I mean, it would be funny, but I'd rather venture on to some other films if we were to still do these kinds of things.
We'll do a commentary over The Last Dance. Do a commentary over a documentary.
I don't know if that's been... I mean, maybe directors doing it. I don't know. It's already weird enough that we're doing it for a movie. Then we're not like, we didn't make this or anything. We just like it. Or in this case, have some problems with it. But
Oh man,
unfortunately, that's it. I think that's where we're ended.
that's a way to sum up this movie. Unfortunately, that's it.
Unfortunately, that's it.
Not unfortunate as in, oh man, I wish there were more, but unfortunate is like, that's it.
Yeah.
It's that's it.
Or that's what we got. Unfortunately, that's it. That is the movie we got. Unfortunately. Yep.
Yeah, it's like that's it. Not that's it.
Yeah, I think they get it.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
We've almost made it to the end of this thing though.
Yeah.
But whatever. I'm not gonna finish. I'm done.
All right.
No more things to say about this.
Thank you for sticking around. Goodbye.
God bless those that sat through this whole thing.